to ask you some questions about a case.
Then they should have gotten a real cop to solve it.
You are under arrest.
For what? Hurting your feelings?
You are a key witness.
No, he is.
Hey!
Hi. How are you? Today, we are going to review Zootopia, the best Disney film of the 2010s,
10?
right up with Frozen, but not as good as Princess and the Frog. Okay, we're done.
That's annoying.
We'll explain the reference of that later. But anyway, Zootopia, this was kind of interesting.
I liked it. It was really good.
Frozen, let's talk about Frozen for a second. Frozen is so popular, it needs to stop, okay? Okay, I'll explain.
Frozen needs to stop?
Yes. I'll explain why in a different video. Zootopia is, compared to Frozen, Zootopia is actually better. Judy Hopps wants to be the first rabbit police officer. Her dream comes true despite everybody telling her that she shouldn't be. And now she becomes a cop in Zootopia, a city where creatures of all species, shapes, and sizes live in peace and harmony. Nick Wilde, a sly fox who is quick on his feet, is one of the characters that she encounters. And the two of them are not the best of friends at first, until Judy volunteers to find Emmett Otterton, who has basically disappeared all of a sudden, just like out of the blue. So Nick and Judy become little teammates, and she has 48 hours to find Emmett, and otherwise she has to resign. Basically, the reason why she is forced into resign if she doesn't do her mission is because Chief Bogo, played by Idris Elba, is like the chief head of authority in Zootopia in terms of a police stand, and he is completely doubtful of her abilities. She's trying to be taken seriously, and nobody thinks that she can do it, and pretty much her entire life goal is to make Zootopia a better place, and she does parking duty and tries to be the best at something. Then Nick comes along, and then this wife of Emmett Otterton shows up, and she volunteers against Bogo's wishes and authority. Thank you. And so basically, that's how this whole adventure starts.
Begins. Disney didn't kill off every Disney movie that I've seen, they always kill a character off.
You
right?
mean every other?
Yeah. There's no any other person in this movie. I haven't seen any person killed off, because any Disney movie that I've seen.
No, not a single one. No.
What does this movie deal with?
No matter who you are, your dreams can come true no matter what, and don't let anybody doubt you. And
this movie is pretty good.
And
for all kids.
There's more to that. We're not going to get into that, but there's more to it than that. You can analyze this to death. We're not going to do that.
Analyze it to death.
Anyway, the voice acting is actually pretty good. You have some well-known faces, some unknowns. You have Idris Elba. You have J.K. Simmons as Mayor Lionheart, who is pretty cool. You have the fox is voiced by a well-known actor, but I forgot who. And also, the pop singer Shakira makes an appearance as their sort of Lady Gaga or Katy Perry or whatever.
Not bad.
And she sings the main song, Try Everything, which I would appreciate if it had more lyrics, and instead of like, try everything, you know, I mean, we're done with the pop craze already, come on. I mean, look at Lady Gaga, she's moving on in different territories, but anyway.
Yeah, it's just like Miley Cyrus is doing now. Miley Cyrus, how dare you broke my childhood after I saw Hannah Montana. You're taller, girl. You're awesome, but one thing I don't like is how you're acting on stage, doing like weird stuff.
What I've always been consistent about Disney is their use of anthropomorphic animals, and I have always loved that, like, a lot. It's just something that I really enjoy. And the way they did it here, it's like every person who watched that kind of stuff's dream having an entire movie.
I like the mall actually.
Have that. It's just so just fascinating.
The mall part was pretty cool. The giraffe was trying to get some food.
Oh my god! Oh my god! There are so many tiny details going on. I just admire it forever. So many tiny details, especially when you get to like the train station. It's just, you know where you're at. You know instantly where you are. And there's so many tiny details that we can't even talk about because there's so many. And there's a whole little like mini city dedicated to like these little tiny, I don't know, mice or something. And there's like, and when the hippos are like coming into the subway, the train station, there's like a little fan that blows them dry so much. I can't even think of it all.
The line eating the donuts, remember the guy's eating the donuts in the front when you go inside, the guy, I like the donuts, and he's eating everything. That's kind of cool. He eats the food and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like those.
What we're talking about is Quahizer, a fat cat cop who sits at the register, basically obsessed with food and just being a comic relief who sits behind the desk at the sheriff's department. I thought he was great. One of the most funniest scenes comes where Judy and Nick have to basically get this license plate number.
That's hilarious.
And then there's the only place we can go is at the DMV, and you know how people say that the DMV is one of the worst places in the world. Well, they took that to the nth degree and have a bunch of sloths be the workers. I'm like, oh my god. And that's the reference that we were making at the beginning of a review. Because they go so slow, I swear to God. They took one of the most boring places in the world and then they times that by 20. It isn't just a funny movie. There are some serious moments too. But some of the serious moments I thought were handled really well. Really engaging. I'm looking at you, Up. It's like, it's so good. You focus on all these different characters, like bunnies, lions, foxes, sheep, oxes, elephants, hippos, and all these different things. And yet,
you're right.
Even though
Up is terrible, what you said, because Zootopia is kind of much better than Up. I can see.
It's so overrated. The biggest problem with Up wasn't really mainly its characters per se, but it was the character development. We got a very whack of that. Outside of Carl Fredricksen, the kid Russell has little, if no, development whatsoever. I feel more relatable to the bunny, honestly. I know it sounds weird, but I feel more relatable to the bunny. The animation is, I'm not a big fan of CG animated films because I think it's just kind of a cheap shot. But with that said, Zootopia looks gorgeous.
I want to go there.
I want to be an alligator and then just walk down the street. I want to get
like a
and just meet all these different species. Every single detail of a city is so rich and so vibrant. You want to visit these places. Even the alleys are designed well. The little building places are designed well. This whole area is designed well, and that's hard to do. Disney, I don't know how you did it, but you did great, man. You did
the
fantastic.
bully was in the movie was actually turned to a good.
There's some Southern Fox bully who picks on her, and then she just kind of brushes it off, and it's no big deal. I don't know when to quit. And eventually, that fox becomes essentially an apologetic. But writing is really good too. I mean, it does. Yeah, it does feel a little cliche at times, but you never really feel like it does you never feel like it is cliche because there's always some.
Fully in the movie.
It's kind of like a mystery movie in a way, but at the same time, it's a mystery movie
done
right. And usually Disney movies don't really do well with a mystery.
It actually was a twist, but there were some twists.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about that. There were some twists in the movie. It's a mystery film, and that's what a mystery movie is supposed to do. Give you a lot of twists and turns to keep you guessing what's going to happen next. Kind of like Oh, I don't know. Princess and the Frog? That movie kept you guessing, right? It kept you guessing.
This movie kept me entertained pretty well.
Yes, it did. It was just so enriching with its style and that fox. I gotta say this right now, reminds me of Disney's Robin Hood. I mean, if you just do a side by side comparison, we all get exactly the same personality, the same slick attitude, the same personality. It's all there. So, kudos to you. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. Why?
Well, because.
Explain your answer. Why?
Because while there are twists and turns you didn't expect, and there's no official villain in it, I kind of felt like.
Did it have to be a villain in it?
No.
Okay.
I'm just glad there wasn't a main villain. And if there was, it was very unexpected. A few of the characters could have been seen on screen more.
Like?
But Chawbreaker, or whatever his name was, we could have used a little bit more of him.
That?
But Fat Cat, who was in the
Oh,
Register?
yeah.
The main song kind of gets repetitive after a while. It's being used in the movie twice. Would have loved to see it in the end credits only, but whatever. There's a little bit too much modern day stuff for me, like iPads and phones and iPods
cool.
and stuff. It's a little bit cool, but it's kind of set a little bit too modern.
Would it be kind of cool if some...
At least for me. I don't know about you.
If the cow was actually playing video games and we could like, oh, stop playing video games. Oh, yes.
I'm playing Call of Duty. I can't be away from my Call of Duty.
Food and playing video games. Awesome. Yeah. Winning shit. I'm playing online with my friends. Don't bother me.
I'm playing my Call of Duty. I can't be interrupted.
And the officer comes by. How dare you play Call of Duty in my office while you're eating? Now get out of it. Eat your food.
Overall, Zootopia is
phenomenal.
If you are somebody who loves anthropomorphic animals or just love Disney movies in general, this movie is for you. And while I think Princess and the Frog is better in terms of like, all the elements combined, they are two separate movies. Zootopia is trying to be like its own thing. Princess and the Frog was trying to be like the Disney films of like the Disney Renaissance and the Disney Princess mixture in one.
Zootopia had its own theme.
Zootopia was something of
it means
a
like
watch.
it actually says like the bunny says never give up. That's a good thing. Never give up. Never give up on your dreams. That's actually the theme in this movie, so it's not bad.
It's a really well made film with really good characters, and I think it's a little bit better than Frozen.
What would you give it?
I think it's a little bit better than Frozen. Maybe not as amazing as Princess and the Frog, but still, it's a really good movie. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. It may not be perfect, but hell, I really loved it. I would watch it over and over again. So I definitely say go see it. It's worth your time.
And kids will love it. Adults will like it.
Adults would love it too.
But this movie gets 5 out of 5, so amazingly
I give
good.
it 4.5.